Okay, welcome everybody, and thank you for attending this webinar. It's presented by Expert Media Matters, which is a digital marketing company, and we offer traditional marketing consultation as well as social media marketing. We have a awesome platform that we're associated with, and the platform allows us to create unlimited websites, free hosting, and uh, generated artificial intelligence posts for us to post to our various social media platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you have any questions about that, just reach out to us. We'll be happy to fill you in. And it's pretty much taken off, and we're going to have some fun in this webinar today. The webinar actually is presented by myself and Martin Pea, who's the IT person. And we created the content to help small business owners and entrepreneurs in their marketing and basically doing better business and getting more business and more clients. And this is part of the Ask the Expert series. So if you have any questions as we go through, please feel free to ask us because we're here to help you. And the topic is social media videos rock, be seen and heard. Remember when you're a kid, uh, your parents or other parents used to say, you know, uh, be seen and not heard. So we don't want to hear you. You're making too much noise, running around yelling or whatever. But that may have worked back then, but that saying doesn't work in social media, especially when you're talking about videos. So if you compare a video to a photograph, of course, the video is way better. The photograph is static, and there's no text or anything unless you put text like on a post or on a website. So the social media videos are very important, and I'm going to cover some nice highlights and things as we go throughout the webinar. So, do you have a video? That's why we're saying got video. If you don't, just do it. If you have a video, but maybe you need more, I'll be teaching you what to do. If you didn't shoot a video yet, I'll be also explaining how to do that as well. So, have you watched a video lately? And do you have a video to promote your product or service? So, videos are eye catching, and as you know, it's better to watch a video than just look at a photo. And there's good reasons why. Now, I got a clip. I'm not going to play any videos, but I'm just showing it to you on the PowerPoint. But the slide on the left is of a storm that we recently had in Hawaii, and uh, people who are attendees at this webinar, I'm showing a lot of uh, videos and telling you things about Hawaii, but I know it also applies to anywhere you are on the mainland or if you're tuning in from another country. So basically, we had about it was about 3 weeks ago or so. We had this major storm. It was like a flash flood, and it's different from when you're hearing somebody talk about it, even on the news, saying, "Oh yeah, we have this flash flood going on," and sometimes people may not have the concept of what it looks like, but as soon as they watch the video and you see these raging water, and it looks like a river, but actually it's a road. So that's why the video is really eye-catching and important. And the other image on the right is actually a video, promotional video of Hawaii showing nice green mountains, blue ocean, nice white sand, and it's a promotional video to market to tourists that want to come to Hawaii for vacation. And that's the best way to market, reaching out to tourists to come to Hawaii. You know, before the videos occurred, there were nice photos in a promotional brochure or on a website, but that's not good enough. I mean, it's okay, but a video is better, especially if you show video of a mountain or even people surfing. That's better than looking at one still photo. A video is worth 10,000 words. Remember the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words or something like that? But a video is worth way more. Now, let me talk to you about some statistics about videos. So, more than 2/3 of people recalled seeing a video ad while browsing online during the past week. So, we're talking 20% more recalled seeing a static banner or display ad. So, of course, it goes without saying that a video is more captivating. The other statistic is that audiences who had viewed video ads in the past week were 26% more likely to remember the product or service being advertised than those who had viewed a static ad, which is either a text or just a photo. Audiences are around 17% more likely to buy a product or service as a result of watching a video ad or watching a video than as a result of seeing a static ad. And that's kind of common sense, and you'd expect that. And then the last statistic is 45% of people say they've gone to buy a product or service which they first discovered by watching a video ad. So, as you know, as an example, you could have um, maybe you're online on Amazon and you want to look at to buy a cookbook. Okay, you see the nice cover of the cookbook, and maybe you're able to read the table of contents or things like that. But if there was a video there and you click it on and it showed a chef actually preparing some food to make a dish, you're more likely to say, "Oh, yeah, this is interesting. I think I'll order the book." Okay, so that's part of how a video is used. So remember that protests at the state capitol. So if you just hear an announcement saying, "Oh yeah, there's people protesting at the state capitol," and there's hundreds or maybe thousands of people, you really don't get a good image. But if you're able to actually click on, turn on the news and see the video, and you're like, "Whoa, wow, this is kind of crazy." So the impact is there with the video as opposed to just looking at a photo. Okay, although the photo of thousands of protesters is pretty appealing, also, and in a way shocking. Now, here's a question: which website or post is most appealing? Those with words, those with photos, or those with videos? Okay, so I mean, yeah, you're right. The video posts or websites on videos on a website is way more appealing. So if you look at the image on the left, believe it or not, that's actually a screenshot of a web page. So it looks like a letter, right? So how boring is that? It's just black and white, no color, no picture, image, or infographic or anything. It's just boring to look at. But that's actually a website. The image on the in the middle is a photo of, I guess they're trying to sell juice, so they have these kids drinking juice, but I think they made an error because they put this banner that's covering their faces. So if I was the marketing person to approve this content for the company, I would say, no, we have to move this banner and you can't block the kids' faces. That the whole idea is you want to see the kids smiling and happy because they're drinking this juice. And the video on the right is of that baby shark dance. And it's actually, that video is actually the most watched video of all time. I don't know how many millions of people watch it so far, but it's a lot. It's millions. So you're right. The answer is the video is way more appealing, no matter what um, you post that video on, whether it's a website or whether it's a social media posts or an email or anything like that. Have you heard of TikTok? You probably have, and I don't know if you use TikTok or not. I don't, and what I've heard about it, I think I did sign on only to watch a video that wasn't available on any other platform, and that's it. I don't use TikTok. I don't go on it or anything. But I heard that there was this video of this lady who had she was trying to fix her hair and she used Gorilla Glue, and the video went viral to the tune of like 5 million viewers. So it's a crazy world out there, and you never know what's going to click. But uh, believe it or not, when I did some research on this, the Gorilla Glue um, sales skyrocketed because of the video. And it was interesting because the comments were, um, this glue is not good because you know, it doesn't work on hair. And I had to cut my hair because I couldn't get the glue off. And it was all negative stuff, but yet the sales of the Gorilla Glue skyrocketed just because the word went out there. The word went out. So this is an example of some negative promotion turning into a positive. So if you think about a story or a gimmick and you want to get views, maybe you might be interested in TikTok. But if you do, let me know, and I'd like to know what the statistics are and how successful you were. So let's talk about the different types of videos. Now, there's just not one type of video that you can use or you can create. There's many different types of videos, and we'll go through that right now. So there's one type of video that's called a tutorial or a how-to video, or it's commonly known in the social media world as an explainer video, because you're trying to explain how to do something or how something is done. The other type is a product demo, where you have a product and you're showing the viewers how the product is used, or how uh, the product is used, or the ways to use a certain product. And then another type is a customer or client who's a user of your product or service is actually saying something about the product or your service. And this is considered like a third party endorsement video. So let's say you have a fitness machine, like a treadmill, and you're selling treadmills, and then you have somebody that's a celebrity talk about it. And so that would be like a customer client user of your product or service. If you look at the image on the left, I'm not sure what they were doing. I think they were creating some kind of something to eat or something. And it's interesting because there's cats in the background. So people get attracted to, animals, cute animals. So it was very smart who actually created the video to put the cats behind it because it just adds to the interest of the video. And then the image on the right is a guy playing a guitar, and he's actually, this is a tutorial. He's actually teaching somebody how to play a song. And there's quite a few videos like that where uh, it's an instructional video where they're teaching you how to play a guitar, piano, any instrument, teaching you dance moves, teaching you how to play piano. I mean, if you go online and you search for how to play whatever instrument or how to make a poster board or something, it's all there. So it's fun because there's so many things online and it's free. So it's good. So what other types of videos do we have? Well, we have a announcement type video, excuse me, promote an amazing offer. So you have somebody announcing something such as we have a new delivery service. So there's a video about the delivery service. And if you order food at a restaurant, you use this certain app and we'll go to the restaurant, pick up your food and we'll deliver it. And cashless, it's all online. And you don't even have to see the delivery person. They can just leave it at your door. And by the way, we have an amazing offer. If you go online to our app and order it, there's a 10% discount. So something like that, right? There's also a Q&A or interview type video where you could be a small business owner and somebody is interviewing you and saying, "Hey, Johnny, um, how did you get started in your business? Selling surfboards or giving surfing lessons to tourists." And then Johnny will say, "Oh yeah, I started several years ago because I noticed when I was at the beach there were tourists that were having a hard time and didn't know what to do and didn't know where to rent a surfboard and things like that." So it doesn't have to be a long video. It could be short and to the point, but then you're showing the scene, right? And there's also a behind the scenes video where it's backstage, and you've seen that a lot when you're watching these Academy Awards or country music or Emmy, where most of it is shot uh, on stage, but then the interesting part is behind the scenes where the reporters go backstage and get interviewed, and you see them, all excited because they got their trophy and talking about, uh, how they got there and things like that. So those are very interesting videos. So also, another interesting video is like when they're shooting a movie or um, at a concert, at a music concert, when the concert's over and they go behind the scenes and they interview the musicians and the roadies and all that, that is interesting too. The behind the scenes movie is interesting when they shot certain sections of the movie and then the director says cut and then they go behind the scenes and start talking to the actors or actresses and or stunt doubles and all that. That's interesting part two. That's why when you go see a movie and they have these clips, these blooper clips, those to me sometimes are more interesting than the movie itself, especially because you can see the errors they made, the mistakes, and it was all captured on video. What other types of videos are out there? There's a tell your story or showcase a video. There's a third party media news type video, and there's an expert or reputation type video. So the tell your story or showcase is sort of like remember when you were a kid and you're in school and there was like a show and tell. You'd bring something to the class, and then when your name's called, you go up there and you kind of demonstrate it and you talk about it and you tell the story about it, like you're creating a volcano or you made a poster board about why drugs or smoking is not good, something like that. So that's like the beginning of these tell your story or showcase videos, except in the past, especially when Martin and I were growing up, nobody was taking videos. So we just had to go there and do it, and there was no record of it, right? So if you look at the image on the left, this is a showcasing or demonstrating or telling a story about, uh, I guess, feeding a parrot or something like that. And the image in the middle is a third party news clip, which is a video from a news television show. It was prime time, and uh, fortunately, I was asked to be interviewed, and so I was on the news, and I used that video clip for my marketing purposes, because when you see the TV logo and the fact that I was on the news already, I'm in that category and looked at as an expert in whatever the subject matter was. In this case, there was a fire in a high-rise building that I talked about. And then if you look at the image on the right, it's gardening. So on this one, the person was demonstrating how to make your own vegetable garden. So you can basically live on your own vegetables that you grew on your own, and then it'll save you money because you don't have to go to the store and buy vegetables. So that's basically tell your story. And also, the person that was talking in the video is the expert. He's a gardener. He'll tell you what kind of soil you need, what kind of fertilizer, what kind of vegetables do good when, what season, and so forth. So, uh, believe it or not, these videos can go a long way. What other types of videos are there? Well, there's actually the videos that I just mentioned, but there's actually a live video where you're doing a live feed. So instead of just shooting a video which not live, you can log on to Facebook and do a live stream on whatever the subject matter is. I know there's a lot of musicians that are doing live streaming because during the pandemic, all their venues got shut down. So they're still out there playing, and they have to live stream it out on Facebook. And there's other social media platforms that you can use. You could also do a live webinar. Um, and this webinar that we're doing now is not live. We're actually recording it, and we're going to put it uh, on demand so you can watch it later or anytime you want. But if we wanted to, we could also live stream it at the same time on Facebook or Vimeo or whatever uh, social media platforms we want. The good part about the live streaming is now you're getting your word out not only to the people that registered for the webinar, but other people who have maybe watching on Facebook and happen to see your live uh, presentation or performance. So you're able to appeal to a wider audience when you go live. So let's talk about the various ways that you can use your video. So let's say you make a video, and now what? We have this 2 to 3 minute video that I talked about whatever the product or service is. Now what do I do with it? Okay, here's some good ideas. You can use that video and you can put it on your website. If you make a blog, you can put it on your blog. You can basically write something about the video, and that's your blog post. If you have a newsletter, you can put it in your newsletter. if you're posting on social media, and I hope you are, you can make a social media post using your video. You can use your video in email, and you can also use your video in a press release. So these are different ways that you can use one single video. So let's say you shoot one video. That video, if it's used on your website, blog, newsletter, posts, in an email and press release, now you have 6 places where you use your same video. And let's say you're on 3 different social media platforms. You're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn, and Instagram. Now you can use the same video and you're posting on 3 different platforms. So, pretty soon, now you have 10 different ways that you actually use one video. If you look at the image on the left, that's actually a website. So somebody that was smart, and I think it's the business is a babysitting company or something like that. But as soon as people go on their website, boom, the video is right there. They don't have to scroll down across or try to find it. It's right there. So it captures people's attention. And then the image on the right is actually a social media post that has the video embedded in the post. So instead of just putting a picture or an image, the video's there. So you read the text and you click the arrow on, and all of a sudden you're watching the video. When you do video posts for social media, make sure that the videos are short and sweet. Because if it's a 60-minute video, no one's going to watch it. They don't have time unless you warn them. This is a long video, blah, blah, blah. Be prepared. Grab some popcorn and a drink before you click on start or something like that. Give them advance notice. Okay, so before I talk about this video I made, I want to mention that when you make a video, always to keep in mind a call to action that is something that's interesting that you want the audience to know, and kind of entice the audience to learn more about you, uh, want to know what your product's about, want to buy your product, want to know what service you provide, and want to hire you to uh, perform whatever services you offer. Now, there's companies that actually are brick and mortar stores, and they sell their products at the store only. So if your store is located in a shopping mall, shopping center, or downtown somewhere, and that's the only way that you're selling, that's kind of like an old way. The newer way now is you not only have your brick and mortar store, but you take your store online via e-commerce website. So you have a physical store at the location, and then you also have an online store. So can you imagine if you had your own Amazon.com, so to speak, to sell your products? Okay, so that's where the trend is going, and that's why Amazon has taken off, and it's so good. So we'll be offering a webinar on e-commerce in the future, so stay tuned, because I'm sure you're going to want to learn more about that. So speaking of the e-commerce website, even if you don't have an e-commerce website, if you're just doing a video for your product or service, use keywords like buy, shop, order now, promote it on your newsletter, and give free stuff away. Like what we do is we have no problem giving free information. That's why we're doing these webinars. And we're not worried about, well, if you give all this information out, then Don't you think your potential customers don't need to use your service? They're just gonna, use what you taught them and do things on their own. And we're like, wow, we're not even worried about that because we know that not every single business owner is going to do all this themselves. They're going to still need help, even if we offer them websites. Okay, here's a platform that you can build your own websites. They're going to go, oh, wait a minute, I don't have time to do a website. I don't know what to do. Okay, well, we can help train you. Oh, okay. Is that easy? Okay, what about these social media posts? I I'm not a creator. I can't think of things that I'm going to write. I tried to do it. That's why I don't post because I don't even know what to post. Okay, we have the solution. We'll come up with uh, content for you to make your post. So it's just a 3-click thing where you go and look at the post, and if you like what's there, then you click it and it's now on your social media feed. I mean, it's so easy. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so here's the story. I made $50,000 from one single video from one client. My video was not sold. My video was viewed only 457 times. In fact, at the time that I contracted with this client, the video was only viewed 300 something times. Okay, so you want to hear the rest of the story? Okay, so the story is that I got asked to be a guest on the Times Square Today Show. I've never been to New York, and I told my wife I don't want to go to New York because it's too crowded, there's too many people. But she said that there's some good Broadway shows and good food. I said, okay, uh, let's go for it. So uh, I was interviewed uh, above the Hard Rock Cafe. I think it's on Broadway or whatever on Main Street. So um, the interview only lasted like less than 10 minutes, and then they edited it down and all that. So the the fun thing about it was a professional video, and uh, the questions were based on how did I get into my business and what do I do to help people. And by the way, the I own a construction management company. I'm a construction engineer. This has nothing to do with social media at all. I wasn't talking about social media or anything. So the video was shot based on my uh, main company business. I answered the questions, and then I got sent the video clip. But before they sent the clip, that video was actually broadcast over major TV networks such as Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, and some others. Okay, so I actually had documentation to prove that these major networks actually showed the video. So that's why in my promotion, I can say, I was seen on and then have these national logos. Okay, now back to the story. I put the video on my website. Okay, and because my business is a construction management company, we go and what we basically do is we work with condominium associations and building owners and help them repair their buildings. So not all buildings last forever, right? So a building, uh, high-rise building could have a roof problem. They need to redo their roof. They have concrete repair. They need to replace the railing. They need to paint the building. They need to fix plumbing, electrical, and so forth. So anyway, that's my client base. So I go and give presentations and to board meetings. So I sit down with them and I explain what I do and say, here's how I can help you. I'm the consultant that can help manage this whole project by inspecting it, making specifications, going out to bid, hiring the contractor, and being there inspecting while the work's being done to repair the building. And so happened that um, one of the uh, board members said, "Oh, did you know that Lance was actually on interviewed on Times Square Today on the Times Square Today show?" And the other board members go, "Oh no, I didn't know about that." And the guy said, "Yeah, he was actually on the show, and so he's actually a building expert. And because you don't get to be on the show if you're not qualified." And so what happened was the uh, board decided that because I was on the show, then they would hire me. And that amounted to a $50,000 contract to manage construction of their building. So that's how I used the video. So the story was that uh, you never know what could happen. So I encourage everybody to use videos because, by the way, that video is still on my website and it's on several other websites that I have, and it's out there, and people watch it, and people are continuing to watch it, and basically that's my story there on that video. I got other videos too for kind of similar things, and it's used the same way. So what I do is when I have something valuable, I just market that piece of valuable video or information the best I can. And this video was shot about a couple of years ago. And it doesn't matter. It's not old to me. It's still new because the people that are going to watch it, although it was an older video, it's new to them because they never saw it before, right? So that's the whole idea. So I'm happy with that. I also wrote some books that I made more than $50,000 from one book. So that's probably coming up in another webinar because I'm so excited to share this information and have other people do the same thing. So let's move on. Now, here's a good takeaway. The 8 videos, I mean, 8 reasons why videos rock. See, I'm so excited. I'm mixing up my words, but 8 reasons why videos rock. Okay, what are the 8 reasons? Well, I basically kind of told you about them, but let's go over these top 8 reasons. And by the way, you don't really have to remember this because we're going to post it as a giveaway, free giveaway on our website. And we have on-demand webinars on the webinars that we previously already presented. And if we're giving out a handout, a takeaway handout, that's free also. And then Martin decided, hey, you know what? If we're giving free stuff, let's just go for it. So he said, I'm going to give away the PowerPoint too. I go, oh, okay. So he puts all that stuff up. So you guys are lucky. Martin's so generous. So let's talk about the top 8 reasons why videos rock. Number 1, everyone loves to watch videos, right? I mean, when you're a kid, you watch cartoons. When you're an adult, you may still watch cartoons, but videos are where it's at. The other thing is that videos help with the SEO ranking, search engine optimization. So the more videos you do, the more content you put up, the more higher ranking your website or your content is going to have. Also, do you have a iPad or some kind of a smartphone or a mobile device? Of course you do. Okay, so mobile devices also show videos. Okay, so in fact, the majority of videos are watched over a mobile device, an iPad or a phone. okay, not a desktop. Videos are readily shared. So if you watch a video and you like it, like I'm watching a video, I'm on Facebook and I'm going, oh, what is this? And it's an interesting video. I'll go ahead and share it with all my Facebook friends. And so what happens is if the video was out there and it was like 10 times, but then I'm sharing it and other people like it, and now they're sharing it. Now the thing is shared 100 times, and then there's 1,000 likes or something like that. So you never know what could happen. The other thing is, another reason is the videos actually complement your marketing, because whatever product or service you have as a small business owner, entrepreneur, you use the video to help market your service, how to get there. People can't visualize if you're just telling them by text or putting a photo in. They want to actually see through the video what's happening. How does your product work? What kind of service you provide? They want to see happy clients, happy customers, things like that. Also, video helps with your branding. You have your own brand and you just keep hammering away and you stick to the story. Videos also boost your trust factor, because the more people see you talking, they're going, hey, I like this guy, I like this lady, and they're saying some good stuff, and I trust what they're saying because it sounds reasonable. And when it gets to a certain point where I'm gonna need their product or service, then that's who I'm gonna call. Okay. Now, the last item is videos help sell your product or service, and that's probably uh, goes without saying. Because if you didn't have a video, what are you going to do? How are you going to market? You're going to market through static ads or social media posts. Okay. Now we have a special bonus because you attended this webinar and something else for free. Okay, it's like a 2 for 1. I already gave you 8 reasons why. We're going to give you something else because we're so happy that you attended. And I don't know, I don't see the list of who's on as an attendee. It could be people from Hawaii, people from different parts of the U.S., or we could have some people that logged on from all over the world, like France, Italy, uh, Malaysia, and so forth, which is good. Welcome. We're happy to help everybody. So here's the bonus: 8 reasons why videos rock. Okay. Now, what is the 8 reasons? How come it looks the same here? Oh, you know why? Because I didn't go to the next slide. This is the lucky 7. I'm kind of confusing myself because I got too excited. Okay, so lucky 7 questions to ask before making your video. All right, number 1, who is my target audience? Who are you making your video for? If you do not have your target audience in mind, you're going to be shooting a video and it may go nowhere because the people aren't interested because that's not who the target audience is. Number 2, what is the purpose of my video? Why are you doing the video? Okay. 3, what is my main message? What is the uh, idea or story that you're trying to get across? Number 4, what type of video should I create? Number 5, do I have a hook? 6, am I keeping it simple? Remember, you got to keep it simple. If it's too confusing, people are going to get lost and they're going to click the off button. And number 7, do I have a call to action? Okay, so remember, ask yourself consistently before making your video these 7 points. It's very important. So I hope everyone enjoyed the presentation. And if I confused you, just ask your question and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Now, let me ask Martin if there's any questions. Now is the Q&A time. By the way, you can actually post using the Q&A section or the chat section of the Zoom feature. And if you want to ask your question live, there's a raise hand icon that you can click on. We'll open up your microphone and you can actually ask your question live. So, Martin, any questions that we have from the audience?
Hey, Lance, I'm here. Yeah. Actually, we don't seem to. I'm checking. We don't have anybody raising their hands here, but I have a couple of questions that came through the chat that I think are good questions. Here's the first one. What type of equipment is needed, and what is the cost of making videos for your video marketing?
Okay, interesting. I actually called several videographers and asked how much is the cost to shoot a short video, say 10 minutes or 30 minutes or a couple of, and guess what? I got a range from $2,500 to $7,000, and I said, well, wait a minute, this it doesn't seem right, because why does it cost so much? And they said, well, we actually shoot weddings, and this is our fee because we have all this equipment and we have to drive, to the place and set up, and it takes a couple hours to set up, and I'm thinking, okay, well, thank you. Okay, so that's just an idea. The cheapest one was $2,500. And I said, I only want a 5-minute video. And he said, oh, that's what it's going to be. Okay, can I save some money if I drive to your location and shoot it in your studio? And they said, oh, well, we don't really have a studio. Oh, okay. So that brings me to the point of, you want to do it cheaper and faster. You do it on your own, right? Using your iPad or using your iPhone or your smartphone, and you shoot a selfie video, or you have a friend take your phone and shoot the video for you. Now, of course, I don't want to recommend not hiring professionals, but in this case, if you're just starting out and you don't want to spend that kind of money, and I don't want to spend that kind of money either, so you do it on your own. Now, a couple of things to be aware of: that you got to be aware of your location, you got to be aware of your lighting, and make sure your phone works. If you're shooting a short video, say 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that, you just shoot it, and then after that, shoot it again and again. So you have 3 different versions, and you can select the right one. If you don't, after your replay, you don't like it, start all over again. But make sure that you have a script so that you know what you're going to say, and make sure that you practice in front of a mirror, practice in front of your friends or family. Say, hey, I'm going to shoot a video. I just want to give the presentation and I need your comments. And it's funny because they may say, you're not smiling, you're looking down, you're not looking in the camera, you're fidgeting. Why is your hands in your pocket? Look at your hair. Didn't even you comb your hair before you decided to go on camera? Things like that you may not be aware of. So, of course, if you're shooting it outdoors and you're at the beach and the wind's blowing, it's hard to keep your hair intact. But that's what, TV reporters have to face all the time. So make sure you have good equipment. If you do have a video camera, doesn't have to be that expensive. Use your video camera too. Maybe use both. And I know I've seen when I went to the camera store that they got these nice video cameras for not that much money, for $200-300, you can get a nice small compact video camera, and you could use it when you travel also. So it's multi-purpose. So I hope that answers the question. Any other questions we have?
Yes, Lance, that was a good answer. And I think it's a practical one. I mean, nowadays everybody get, the phones, and they're getting sophisticated and can produce quality videos. So yeah, that's a good range of options, yeah. Okay, the next one here, maybe you kind of answered it in this prior question, but the question is, I really like the video idea, but I have no idea how to start. What would be the first step? Maybe this has been answered, but maybe if you have anything else to add.
Yeah, I actually didn't really answer that question. I kind of threw a lot of other stuff out. But as far as not having a video and starting, so here's what you do. The first thing you do is write out a script, or think about what main topic or message you want to get across. And then when you have that idea, write a little script, and doesn't have to be that long, and write it out and fine tune it, make somebody look at it and say, can you look at this and see if it makes sense? And then also read it out loud, because sometimes you write it and it sounds good, and once you read it, you go, wait a minute, this is awkward. I can't read this. It doesn't make sense. So it may be hard to pronounce some words, or you got words bunched up together or something. So fine tune it, get your main message across, make sure it's very simple to understand. And then once you have that, then do sample videos. I mean, do selfies, and just go for it, and just keep doing it. And at first, you're gonna mess up, because that's what happened to me. I started shooting selfies, and after like 10 takes, I'm going, man, this is not that easy. But then after a while, when you keep doing it, it becomes almost second nature. You can just go out and shoot it and be done with it. So you're doing a 2 to 3 minute video. It may take you an hour, but it's well worth it if you have good content and the video is nice and appealing. And now you have something to use for your social media marketing purposes. So if you get stuck, if you have any help you need from us, just reach out at our telephone number or email, and just say, hey, you know what? Attended your webinar. I'm kind of stuck. I need help. Can you help me? And we'll be happy to give you some ideas. Well, Martin will, because he's the IT guy. Then he'll call me and say, hey, Lance, we need some ideas here to help this guy or gal. Okay, sure. We'll be happy to help. So hopefully that gives you a good start, and then you can go from there. Any other questions we have?
Yeah, we get one more, I think, here, Lance, from the chat here, and maybe you did talk about it, but I'll add something to it. Can you explain what you mean by the term call to action, which you mentioned, but there was also the term, you had a term called the hook in one of your lists. And what is that all about, the hook?
Well, you go to the fishing store and you buy whatever size that you're looking at catching a fish, and you attach that hook to your fishing line. Okay, that's the hook I'm talking about, except we're not fishing. Okay, so you use the same concept. You're using a hook to catch something, and you're going to catch your audience. You're going to catch their attention. And so you're not kind of using the hook to hurt them or anything. You're trying to use, the hook is basically a motivational idea. You're coming up with something to make them interested. So let's say you're fishing and you put the hook and there's a bait on it and you put it in the water. The fish are looking at it and they're interested in it. They're going, whoa, what is this? It's food, right? So the same concept in marketing, where there's a hook. You have to have some kind of, and I don't want to use the word gimmick or that, but it's sort of an idea to make things interesting so that your audience will want to hear what you have to say, want to hear you talk about your product or your service or what your offer is. That's basically what the hook is. So, hope that answered the question. Was there another related question to that one?
Yeah, it looks like it was just a clarification about, explain what you mean by the term call to action. You talked about that a bit, yeah.
Oh yeah, the call to action is basically uh, asking or presenting something to make the audience more interested and want to do business with you right away or want to know more information, basically. So instead of shooting a video and saying, I'm so and so, here's what we do, I'm a chiropractor and we can help you, thank you. I mean, that's like blase, it's boring. So you need to add a better message to that. The call to action would be, hey, we're here to help take care of your health. Do you have a sore back? Come to see us. We're here, 7 days a week, 8 to 5. Make an appointment now. We like to see new clients or something. I mean, there's the difference between a boring message and a message with a hook and a call to action, and that's what we're all about. Speaking about there's one thing that I did not mention that somebody asked on a previous webinar on a similar topic. Uh, the how long should a video be? And normally the video should be between 2, 3, and not more than 5 minutes. Okay, that's because otherwise people's attention span is short and there's so much information out there that you're just like, if it's too long, forget it, I'm moving on. Okay, so what we do is like, take for instance, I'll give you an example. I did a seminar on building safety on the mainland. It was a 1 hour seminar. I have that video available, but who's going to watch a 1 hour video? I mean, some people have. So what I did was, and what I'm going to do with other videos, in fact, even with these webinars, on taking the 60-minute video and editing it down to short snippets, or we call them snackable videos. So we may take a subject matter that's discussed and it goes on for 5 minutes. So we take that 5-minute video and we cut it. And then we go to the next subject and it may be 3 minutes and we edit it and we cut that. So at the end of our editing, video editing, we have maybe 6 or 7 small little video clips. And those are the ones that we use and market in social media. It's hard to market a 30-minute or a 60-minute video, and no one wants to watch it. But we have it up because people are interested in the whole content for a webinar because, oh, I missed the webinar, and we have a replay. But if we're going to do social media marketing and you want impact, the short videos are the best. In fact, I know somebody who's a coach for public speaking, and they have a 1-minute video that they post on social media. And I've watched their videos, and some of them are actually 30 seconds, and that's it. But the message is there. So the message that I have for you today is make it short and sweet, get to the point, and get your message out there. And you may not be as professional on the first go around, second go around, but just keep doing it, and eventually it'll happen. And don't worry don't worry and say, well, when I'm ready, then I'll do my video. You know what? You're ready now. Just go ahead and do it. That's okay if there's mistakes and stuff. Just get it out there, because a video with a good message with bad lighting is better than no video at all. So the videos, make your videos rock. Just do it and get it done. And I know that we're going over the hour, but well, that's okay. I wanted you to get the right message. So Martin and I really appreciate you guys for attending. Thank you for attending this webinar. We appreciate your uh, attendance, and we happy that our attendees are from all over the United States and in fact all over the world. And we want to meet new friends from everywhere, and we're here to help. So just reach out anytime, and we'll be able to get back to you. So thank you very much for attending, and hope to see you on the next webinar series. By the way, the next webinar is going to be on websites and how you can make a good website. And after that, it's going to be about how to make an e-commerce site. So we got some good stuff planned. So stay tuned, and we'll hope to see you at the next webinar. And once again, thank you very much for attending. See you later.